morning from Los Angeles. It's Alissa, Coram, and Shreve here with your market update on this Thursday. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about Kirkland Lake Gold, Domino's Pizza, and more. But first, let's take a look at the major indexes. We are down across the board. The Nasdaq down 0.7%, the S&P 500 down about 0.5%, the Dow down about 0.4%. So this is the first down day that we've seen in a little while.
Yeah, I mean, 8 up sessions in a row for the Nasdaq Composite, lagging a little bit this morning, down about 0.7%. Did have a weak reading on the Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index. It actually came in a negative reading, and estimate was for a reading of around 14. I think that was the lowest level in more than 30 months. So a little jittery on manufacturing data. Of course, we had the Fed yesterday, sort of a lukewarm reaction by the market, showed modest gains. No surprise in the Fed minutes yesterday. Right. So a little selling pressure today. Nasdaq still having a little trouble around that 7,500 level. S&P 500 approaching 2,800, and the Dow 26,000. So we got some round numbers that the indexes are dealing with right now. Right,
a little bit of resistance here, but nothing too surprising. It's what we've been anticipating.
Yeah, I mean, eight up days in a row. A little bit of consolidation. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Hopefully, declines are coming in lower volume.
Right.
We don't want to see too many distribution days, higher volume declines. Sure. So just kind of a modest pullback on a little weaker than expected economic data this morning.
All right, well, let's take a look at a few individual names, starting with Kirkland Lake Gold in the IBD 50, extending gains today up over 6%, operates gold mines in Canada, and this comes ahead of the quarterly earnings report. Kirkland Lake Gold broke out in December, and it didn't get hit hardly at all at how many stocks did in late last year.
Yeah, we're going to see earnings from Kirkland Lake Gold tomorrow morning before the open, but they did come out with pretty bullish production guidance before the open today. We've been all over this stock in the gold group. It's just has been a standout performer due to outstanding fundamentals. So you get bullish comments from the company this morning, and obviously the stock has been a huge winner after a breakout several weeks ago. So this is a good example, though. Common pitfall among new investors is to chase a strong performing stock. This is an extended stock well past a proper entry point, so you want to just kind of hold off and wait for a new consolidation. You might get another chance to buy.
Yeah, there's a reason why we look at those bases as the opportune time to be buying stocks and give that 5% buy zone, because like you said, you don't want to be chasing a stock, so keep an eye out for a base to form. We'll have to see if Kirkland will just keep on climbing after the earnings report, or
yeah, you want to be careful not to chase it. Like you said, when a stock breaks out of a base, you don't want to buy it more than 5% past a proper buy point, and Kirkland is well past that 5% buy zone. So it'll consolidate, pull back at some point, and if the company continues to execute, you'll get another opportunity to buy.
That's right. And Domino's shares down over 9% today in massive volume after earnings and sales missed expectations for the quarter. So a big gap down in the stock today, even though it did turn in a 35% growth on the bottom line, 21% growth on the top line. Strong numbers, but not enough to impress today.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been a stock that sells at a premium valuation. It sells at a fairly pricey multiple because of strong growth, and the strong growth was there again, but the bottom line is that it missed earnings expectations, and it was also slightly below the sales estimate as well. So during a fourth quarter earnings season, when a lot of stocks are handily beating the top line, many producing better than expected sales growth, when you're a high multiple stock, you can't be missing on the bottom line and top line, or you're going to get punished, and that's what is happening to Domino's today.
That's right. And elsewhere in the restaurant space, we have Dine Brands, which is the parent of IHOP and Applebee's, gapping up out of a base today on its earnings report, up over 11% in heavy volume here. That relative strength line hitting a new high, and this is somewhat of a turnaround story, and turned in over 250% growth on the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, you've got nice acceleration in earnings and sales. Not that long ago, this company was producing declining earnings, and so it definitely has the look of a turnaround. Again, you mentioned the parent company of IHOP IHOP and Applebee's. Really impressive, the 21% rise in sales in the latest quarter. You have a bullish technical breakout here. To me, it doesn't look too late. It's just a breakout out of a consolidation just over 95. Very heavy volume. Kind of a thinner stock, average daily volume of just over 300,000 shares, but again, has the look of a turnaround story and good execution in the latest quarter.
That's right. One to keep an eye on. And last but not least, we want to check in with Dexcom in the medical systems and equipment industry group ahead of its quarterly report out after the close. Those shares not moving too much heading into the earnings report, down just fractionally, and it's trading just right at the top of a 5% buy range from a double bottom base.
Yeah, and it's been getting some resistance around the 150 level, but the fundamental story here is very, very compelling. Excellent earnings and sales growth in recent quarters. This is a company that makes continuous glucose monitoring systems for diabetics, and again, very strong demand for their product, and getting some resistance around 150, but we're definitely going to watch earnings. This is still a breakout candidate. It tried to move over a 152.79 buy point, has trailed off. Relative strength line lagging a little bit, but wouldn't be surprised to see another pretty strong quarter here.
All right, well, we'll be keeping our eyes on that after the close, and make sure you sign up for our webinar on options coming up at 11 a.m. Pacific. You can get all the details and register at investors.com/webinar, so make sure you go do that right now so you can check that out here in just a little bit. It should be great. All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. Make sure you head to investors.com throughout the trading session for all the latest stock market news and analysis, and we will be right back here at the close for our Stock Market Today show. So we'll see you then.